agriculture has been a disaster for 20 or 30 years. That's why one reason why people ignore it. But many people know that if you find a disaster and you find it when it's changing, you might make a lot of money. And in my view, I know agriculture has been a disaster. I mean, the average age of farmers in America is in the late 50s, 58, 59. In Japan, it's 66. Japan and the rest of the world have been a disaster for agriculture. So it might lead to an opportunity there. In my view, it does. And either we're not going to wear clothes, or we're not going to eat, or something is going to change. Well, first of all, don't invest in anything unless you know what you're doing, unless you yourself know a lot about it. Don't listen to some guy you see on the internet. Only stay with what you know. But then if you do know about agriculture, there are many ways. You can buy seed stocks, tractor stocks, fertilizer stocks. You can buy, in some countries, you can buy shares in plantations or big farms. It depends on the country you're talking about. Or you can buy futures if you really know what you're doing. If you understand futures, you can get rich in a week. You can go broke in a day if you don't understand what you're doing. Or you can buy ETFs. I mean, many studies have shown that index investing outperforms most investors most of the time. So, for me, I use ETFs partly because I'm lazy, but also because I know they're going to outperform most investors and probably even me. First of all, one should understand that there are many opportunities in many places in the world besides your own country. There always have been and there always will be. For instance, 50 years ago, most people didn't know Japan had a stock market, just as it was on the verge of becoming one of the greatest success stories of the 20th century. So always be on the lookout for other markets, other opportunities. I mean, Sony, you've heard of Sony. Well, when I was a kid, nobody heard of Sony and only bought American TVs. Well, that was pretty foolish in retrospect. So one should always be on the lookout for other opportunities, and that often means other countries. There's no reason to be afraid of other countries. At least I didn't think so. Maybe I wasn't smart enough to know that I should be afraid of other countries. But no, when somebody once wrote an article about me and called me the Indiana Jones of finance or something, I didn't think of myself that way. I just thought these were cheap markets. And somebody came up with the term emerging markets. I never thought of them as anything other than cheap markets with good opportunities. Well, I guess I'm not smart enough. I have seen gold and silver go up a lot many times and then go down a lot, especially when you have markets, stocks, bonds, other things going down. Usually gold and silver go down for a while too. If you go back to 2008 when we had a big bear market, the price of gold collapsed, at least for a while. Now, it was one of the first things to rally and it went skyrocketing again. But no, I wish it were that simple. When markets have problems, gold and silver go up. No, they usually go down. That's why I am not buying gold and silver at the moment anyway. I'm waiting. I have very bad market timing, but I'm assuming that somewhere along the line, I will buy more silver and gold, probably silver at today's prices, because silver is much cheaper on a historic basis. But no, throughout history, when things go bad or things go wrong, I'm a peasant. I'm an old peasant, Jesse. I know when things go bad, I want to have some gold in the closet. I want to have some silver under the bed. And I will buy more, just like all of us other old peasants, because we know that's a way to protect yourself. But it doesn't work every day, every month. I wish it did. Oh, wouldn't it be so easy? We'd all be rich. I wish it were that easy. No, you have to get the timing right on everything. But gold and silver usually will protect you when things are collapsing.
When it comes to silver, how do you feel about the industrial component, the fact that it's needed for so many of these solar panels, EVs, so many aspects of this so-called new green revolution? Do you factor that in at all when you think about silver moving forward, or does that not interest you?
Well, no, of course. I mean, I am delighted to know that we all use a lot of silver for a lot of things. Yes, that's one reason I own it. But My main reason for owning it is it's protection when there's chaos, but it's just an added supplement to solar panels. Many things use and need silver, more than gold.
Before we continue, help us clicking that YouTube like button and subscribe now to our channel. This shows the algorithm that you valued this information. And it helps us spread that message. Sharing is caring. And now, let's continue.
I have bad news for you. If you're not rich by now, you're screwed. And if you're in debt, you're even double screwed. How so, you might wonder? Well, the sad truth is that you're working your whole life to make someone else rich. The mega corporations, the banks, the politicians, everyone is getting richer. They get your money. And what is even worse, they get your time, they get your life. You are not even in a rat race, you're in a financial prison. But what could a solution for you look like? Honestly, I don't know, but I know what a solution for me would look like. It's very simple. I use whatever money I have and I multiply it with 1,000. This could make my life much easier and probably yours as well. If you have $1,000 available and multiply this with 1,000, I believe that this could solve some financial issue for the one or the other. Of course, if you're ugly, you would have to multiply it with much more than 1,000. My name is Markus Dahn, and this is what I decided to do. I decided to 1000x my money. This is not a joke. I know what you may be thinking. What is this guy talking about? How should this work? This is not possible. Well, I made a detailed video where I laid out my plan. And some clever folks might even want to look at this plan and copy it and do exactly what I do. This is just a little hint on the side. You have two options. You leave, you forget what you have seen. You do whatever you're doing and you hope that somehow you get some other results. Good luck with that. Or you click the link below the video. You enter your email address because I'm not showing this to everybody. You at least watch my video on how I plan to 1000x my money. The choice is yours. Make the right choice. Join me. See what a different future you could have. See at least how I intend, how I plan to do the 1000x. So click on the link below, enter your email address, and I see you on the other side. Your Markus Dahn.